Hi, my name is Lisa Kelly, and I would like to introduce my second collection from Carcanet. Its title is The House of the Interpreter, and you can see that I am signing. So just to explain, I am not signing in British Sign Language, BSL, because it is impossible for BSL to follow English. They're totally different languages and they have different structures. So this is more, I would say, sign supported English, SSE. I am signing because I wanted to sort of show how the sort of importance of signing is for my collection, and also how it sort of influences and affects my thinking. So the collection is divided into 3 sections. And the first section is, its name is Chamber. And that has a double meaning. It's like a part of the ear, but it's also a room in a house. And the poems in this section are mostly, they're actually all about my sort of learning BSL and sign language for, I would say, about 6 years. No, sorry, that's 6 years. You see, I'm not fluent at all, but when I was learning sign language I've done sort of many courses at City Lit and also Remark. What you learn is, apart from the language, you also learn sort of the history of deaf culture and the oppression of sign language. And so that has been included in my collection because it's a big impact on me. And still it carries on today, the sort of difficulty for hearing world to sort of really realise about what deaf culture is like, and there needs to be sort of more to improve deaf awareness. So that's the first section. It says my sort of personal experiences, as I said, deaf culture, deaf history, and also I had a job as a communication support worker 2 years ago at a supermarket in North London, and that was really interesting. It's the customers and who were sort of meeting me and the sort of the problems I had, thinking about I'm sort of in between 2 worlds, sort of the hearing world and the deaf world, and my right to have that job and my deaf colleague, whether I was helping her enough, and the people that we met and their sort of different sort of emotions and reactions, and many were really positive, but there were some that were negative as well. That's for sure. So okay, so my the second part that I'd like to talk about, that again is related to a part of the ear, and it's oval window. and it's a sort of like a small like membrane in the ear, but also a window in a house. So again, I like the double meaning. But I like imagined sort of looking out of this window during the coronavirus lockdown, and sort of seeing mushrooms, and how they're related in my mind, to deafness. So like every deaf person is like unique, and so my experience is my experience, so I just talk for myself, that's it. But I was like feeling that my deafness and sort of my understanding really was kind of like helped in my sort of identity, my deaf identity, looking sort of deep inside to sort of how mushrooms, really not mushrooms but fungi, try again, fungi communicate. Because the mushroom is it's like sort of like the fruit, like an apple is the fruit from a tree. So a lot of mushrooms or fungi, got it right that time, they're underground, and you've probably heard of the World Wide Web, and this is the Wood Wide Web, www, yeah, the Wood Wide Web, more connections. And I was like thinking about sort of the different ways that life, animals and the wild and plants like communicate. And fungi were like really important for me during lockdown, because I would go like walking and I would look for them and I was like learning, and I just really love the way they communicate, and how sort of like many people don't really sort of like realize sort of how important they are, and don't like them because they think, oh, it's poisonous, it's like bad for you, it's gonna make you vomit or whatever. So there's lots of misunderstandings, like you don't kind of like appreciate and respect. And I was thinking there's so much more to learn and to just sort of like value. And it's the same for me, for my deafness, for me being deaf in this ear through when I was growing up. At the age of 5, I had like mumps. Yeah, I was in the sort of hearing world and I wasn't like encouraged to sign. So it was only in later life that I learnt sign language, and really through poetry actually, that I was sort of introduced to it, sort of editing the deaf issue of Magma Poetry magazine, sort of, was that? Yeah, about 6 years ago. So for me, it's been like a journey, not a journey outwards, but a journey deep down inside. Like I said, sort of you call it, my deaf identity, and it's been really positive. It's been really positive for me, and I'm really grateful and thankful for my deafness. So it's quite political, this book, because I feel that sort of more needs to be done in terms of like the government and society to be more inclusive, to include people, to have that, the two worlds coming together. And in many ways you can sort of like think about it for like other areas of life. I think like fascism and like bad political regimes, we call them governments, they don't like diversity, and they try and repress. So that's for me a link between deafness and fungi, and just sort of like opening people's minds and my mind to like a wider sort of realization of opportunities and possibilities and what you can achieve. Yeah, so disability for me has been positive. So the third section is sort of more about family, about emotions, and it's again it's related to the ear. It's canal, like the ear canal. But I was like thinking of water or a stream, because it related to emotions. So I like family poems in there. Also sort of poems about misogyny, and yeah, sort of poems about signs, not sign language, but signs, because I believe in the significance of signs. I'm quite a visual person. Sort of many deaf people are visual, but I do look for signs, and I believe in a sixth sense, like in instinct and curiosity. So yeah, I mean, I just say I'm also very thankful and grateful. All respect to the team, Carcanet. And I was thinking about Carcanet, my publisher, and they are a team. And I believe in teams and working together, and I think that's the best way for people and society to be, and to work and to live, and to show understanding and respect and value. So I hope that you get some sort of like idea about the book. I did think it was like maybe a difficult link, fungi and deafness, but actually I'm proud of that sort of, for me, like the discovery, and on a personal level. So yeah, thank you for watching me. Yeah, thank you. Bye bye.